The GT4s will see Justin Ram lead them off ahead of Austin Wilkins and Conor Wagner. Then a bit of a gap back to Aaron Create. John Duong will be in 5th place ahead of Nathan Deering. 7th place will be Nicholas Johnson, who joins Nicholas Schwartz on row 4. Miles Brown and Curtis Grohl round out the top 10, with Travis Chapman and Jeff Evans on row 6 just behind that. William Brennan and Kyle Bishop will be on row 7 ahead of Ryan Kerr and Douglas Curry. Scott Angelo and Jeffrey Seabock are on the 9th row ahead of Doug Evans and Will Jennings, rounding up the 20 cars there.
Go.
Pace cars in, and we're ready to go racing. Round 6 of the LMP3 and GT4 Challenge here in the Precision Racing League. Wayne Castile and Alan Brockway on the front together, and it's not quite as long as of a hold. The field very bunched up as we get things underway. The GT4 is not too far behind either. Wayne Castile will take the outside line towards turn 1. He'll take the lead as well. Tony Kanaan was side by side there by the looks of things with Alec Bergstrom for 3rd place. There was a lock-up further up. There was nobody going around. Thankfully, that was all completed very, very nicely. It's a clean start from the LMP3s. It's a clean start at the front of the GT4s as well.
Yeah, I'm looking, who's that? Maybe David Duino that I had a massive lock, but here we go. Some missing early on.
Barrios and Terrafino have both been in the wall, unfortunately. Thankfully, they got out of the way before the GT4s had to avoid anyone there, but that's the reason why normally there's a bigger split between the two classes, because if one has issues, then the others will get caught up in it as everybody locks up in towards the hairpin and goes off. That was Tony Kanaan who just got things wrong on the cold tyres of this opening lap.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feared a little bit, you know, going to the braking spots and heavy braking spots, and how the car will perform under these circumstances, given the fact that they don't have any ABS moving forward, as now a few moves up and down in the middle of the GT4 field. But other than that, Castile, Brockway, and Bergstrom already breaking away into that Morandis 1-2-3 from what it looks like.
The start is been for Castile and Brockway to just prize themselves away from the rest. More lockups down towards the hairpin here.
No, again, from what it looks like.
We speak a lot about problems on the brakes for prototypes, but these LMP3s seem to have the problem of front locking and just kicking up loads of smoke for those behind. That is the main thing we've seen so far in this race, but we see it very, very often in this car.
I feel like
meanwhile, Tony moving up one spot. But yeah, these cars are very sensitive towards braking into the first 2 laps, where the braking performance is also really good, and it takes a little while for it to kick in the car itself. As now we see also Miles Brown moving into 6th place. So you have to have a little bit of a more, not a flat foot, but more of a steady foot whenever you're doing the braking, so you don't get yourself into early trouble.
Certainly do, especially on those cold tyres at the start of this race, and it is fairly cool out there at the moment. Tyres normally a bit of a consideration around Jerez, but going off due to the high-low turns, but not going to be the case here in these temperatures. This is for P3 in the GT4 category, or P4, excuse me. Aaron Create just ahead of John Duong in the Porsche. Can't quite fight his way through at the moment, but Aaron Create holding on to that 4th place because Wagner, Ream and Wilkins, once again, Lorenzo, a bit of a class above the rest.
Yeah, definitely. So, really good battle over here as Create has this Delta Sport Optic Gaming livery, which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's quite new for me to see Optic Gaming involved. I know Create has been with Optic since 2016. I think he's a former Call of Duty Pro player. I think on the same line he's as Crimsix, but it's nice to see him driving so far and doing very well in the Precision Racing League as battle's still going on, and this also good, you know, following of the cars so far from P5 and P6 at back.
I'm not sure what it is with players from other communities coming in and trying to drive very well at sim racing, just so they can have another game that they're better than us at. Come over to sim racing as well.
Faster car coming up quick. Hitbox in 10,
Oh my god, you'd make the move.
5,
Jesus
3,
Christ.
2, 1. Right here.
Pass from a car length back, but park it.
That's it, go. That car's a lap down.
Full realism. But Wayne Castile having a very good time of things at the moment. Don't think anything's going to change between these two either here. Ozzy Milwayne and Andrew Hartman there for third place. I know that, oh dear, someone spun around at the back of this shot. Bradley Holly just in front of Mansour Generou, but there was a car stop there. It's one of the Precision Racing esports drivers. It's Darian Roy, who's had a pretty difficult race in all.
Meanwhile, Hardway, Brockway stealing the best lap.
Yes, just at the end there. Not a good race for him, unfortunately, dropping from the front to the midfield. In a pretty similar race to Tony Kanaan, in all honesty. But there are the two leaders in one shot. Wayne Castile just putting another lap on Justin Rim right at the very end. Out of the final corner for the championship leader, who gets things slightly wrong for the final time, but he won't care. He wins round 6 of the LMP3-GT4 challenge and takes a step closer towards the Precision Racing League title. Justin Rem does the same as well. Third win of the season from him, and he takes the championship lead away from Conor Wagner, who is a lot further down the order. 7th place it will be for him at the end, you would imagine. Two important days in these two categories of this championship here, as Tony Kanaan will finish this round of the LMP3-GT4 challenge back in 6th place for the number 6 car.
And perseverance is something that whenever it brings you some good fruits. And
Justin Rem wins in GT4 ahead of Austin Wilkins. There's Aaron Create and Miles Brown already more than half a minute back. He held off Jeff Evans to the line, who was ahead of Nicholas Johnson. Conor Wagner, last driver, within a minute, with Scott Angelo and Doug Evans on the lead lap. Douglas Curry, one down, despite being the best BMW, just ahead of Travis Chapman. Brian Kerr, 12th, ahead of Nathan Deering and Will Jennings. Jeffrey Seabock, William Brennan, John Duong, Turner Swoll, Kyle Bishop and Nicholas Schwartz, almost all not finishing, or at least getting damaged pretty severely in that race.